Hi all, in this video we are discussing about the AI 900 exam questions and answers. So what is AI 900 exam? It is an exam offered by the Microsoft Azure and it's an entry level certification exam designed to assess the foundational knowledge of artificial intelligence concepts and their application in real world scenarios. It covers topics such as machine learning, cognitive services, and Azure AI solutions. Passing the exam validates a basic understanding of AI technologies. In these videos, we are trying to include maximum of the real-time questions and their answers. Hope it is helpful and wishing you all the very best. So let's start. Question number 1. A company employs a team of customer service agents to provide telephone and email support to customers. The company develops a web chat bot to provide automated answers to common customer queries. Which business benefit should the company expect as a result of creating the web chat bot solution? Option A, increased sales. Option B, a reduced workload for the customer service agents. Option C, improved product reliability. The answer is option B, a reduced workload for the customer service agents. Question 2. For a machine learning progress, how should you split data for training and evaluation? Option A, use features for training and labels for evaluation. Option B, randomly split the data into rows for training and rows for evaluation. Option C, use labels for training and features for evaluation. Option D, randomly split the data into columns for training and columns for evaluation. The answer is option B, randomly split the data into rows for training and rows for evaluation. Question 3. You are developing a model to predict events by using classification. You have a confusion matrix for the model scored on test data as shown in the following exhibit. Use the drop-down menus to select the answer choice that completes the each statement based on the information presented in the graphic. Each selection is worth 1 point. This is the confusion matrix provided for the part of the question, and this is the question. There are dash correctly predicted positives and there are dash false negatives, and the drop down is provided over here and the options are these 4 numbers. So according to the confusion matrix, there is something we have to know. In this column or the matrix, the true positive will always be like this, true negative will be here, false positive here, and false negative over here. We have to take this in mind and answer according to this matrix. So for this, the answer is there are 11 correctly predicted positives, that is true positive, and there are 1033 false negatives. Question 4. You build a machine learning model by using the automated machine learning user interface. You need to ensure that the model meets the Microsoft transparency principle for the responsible AI. What should you do? Option A, set validation type to auto. Option B, enable explain best model. Option C, set primary metric to accuracy. Option D, set max concurrent iterations to 0. The correct answer is option B, enable explain best model. Question 5. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. For this question, Each correct selection is worth 1 point. The forecasting housing prices based on historical data is an example of anomaly detection. It's a false, so we have to select no. Identifying suspicious signs by looking for deviations from usual patterns is an example of anomaly detection. It's a true, so we have selected yes. Predicting whether a patient will develop diabetes based on the patient's medical history is an example of anomaly detection. Again, it's a false answer, and so we have to select no. Question 6. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. The handling of unusual or missing values provided to an AI system is a consideration for the Microsoft Dash principle for responsible AI. Here they have provided a drop down. We have to select the correct option from that drop down. The options are inclusiveness, privacy and security, reliability and safety, transparency. The correct answer is reliability and safety. Question 7. Match the types of AI workloads to the appropriate scenarios. To answer, drag the appropriate workload type from the column on the left to its scenario on the right. Each workload type may be used once, more than once, or not at all. Here also each correct selection is 1 point each. So for this we have the options over here and we have to select the correct options and drag them onto the boxes provided over the right side here. An automated chat to answer questions about refund and exchange. It is a conversational AI. Determining whether a photo contains a person. It is a computer vision. Determining whether a review is positive or negative. It is natural language processing. Question 8. You are designing an AI system that empowers everyone, including people who have hearing, visual, and other impairments. This is an example of which Microsoft guiding principle for responsible AI. Option A, fairness. Option B, inclusiveness. Option C, reliability and safety. Option D, accountability. The correct answer is option B, inclusiveness. Question 9. Match the Microsoft guiding principles for responsible AI to the appropriate descriptions. It says before we have to drag the correct option to the right side provided boxes. Ensure that AI systems operate as they were originally designed, respond to unanticipated conditions, and resist harmful manipulations. It is reliability and safety. Implementing processes to ensure that decisions made by AI systems can be overridden by humans. That is accountability. Provide consumers with information and controls over the collection, use, and storage of their data. It is privacy and security. Question 10. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. As before, it is a drop down and we have to select the correct answer from the options from the drop down. The question is, when developing an AI system for self-driving cars, the Microsoft principle for responsible AI should be applied to ensure consistent operation of the system during unexpected circumstances. Options are inclusiveness, accountability, reliability and safety, fairness. The correct answer is option C, reliability and safety. Question 11. You are building an AI system. Which task should you include to ensure that the service meets the Microsoft transparency principle for responsible AI? Option A. Ensure that all visuals have an associated text that can be read by a screen reader. Option B. Enable auto scaling to ensure that a service scales based on demand. Option C. Provide documentation to help developers debug code. Option D. Ensure that a training data set is representative of the population. The correct answer is option C. Provide documentation to help developers debug code. Question 12. Match the type of AI workloads to the appropriate scenarios. This is also like dragging and dropping. To identify handwritten letters, it is a computer vision. Predict the sentiment of a social media post, natural language processing. Identify a fraudulent credit card payment, its anomaly detection. And predict next month's toy sales, its machine learning or regression. Question 13. Your company is exploring the use of voice recognition technologies in its smart home devices. The company wants to identify any barriers that might unintentionally leave out specific user groups. This is an example of which Microsoft guiding principle for responsible AI. Options A. Accountability, B. Fairness, C. Inclusiveness, D. Privacy and security. The answer is C. Inclusiveness. Question 14. What are the three Microsoft guiding principles for responsible AI? Each correct answer presents a complete solution and it's worth 1 point. We are having 6 options over here. So before that, we have to know what are the guiding principles of responsible AI. These are the guiding principles for responsible AI: fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency and accountability. We have to keep this thorough so we can answer such questions like this. So the correct answer for the question 14 is inclusiveness, fairness and reliability and safety. Question 15. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. Again a drop down question. Returning a bounding box that indicates the location of a vehicle in an image is an example of dash. Image classification, object detection, optical character recognition, semantic segmentation. The correct answer is object detection. Question 16. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option. Dash is used to generate additional features. Option A, feature engineering. Option B, feature selection. Option C, model evaluation. Option D, model training. The correct answer is option A, feature engineering. Question 17. You run a charity event that involves posting photos of people wearing sunglasses on Twitter. You need to ensure that you only retweet photos that meet the following requirements. include one or more faces, contain at least one person wearing sunglasses. What should you use to analyze the images? Option A, the verify operation in the face service. Option B, the detection operation in the face service. Option C, the describe image operation in the computer vision service. Option D, the analyze image operation in the computer vision service. The correct answer is option B, the detect operation in the face service. Question 18. When you design an AI system to assess whether loans should be approved, the factors used to make the decision should be explainable. This is an example of which Microsoft guiding principle for responsible AI. Options: A. Transparency, B. Inclusiveness, C. Fairness, D. Privacy and security. Correct answer is option A. Transparency. Question 19. For each of the following statements, select yes if statement is true, otherwise select no if the statement is false. Here also we get 1 point each for the correct selection. Providing an explanation of the outcome of a credit loan application is an example of the Microsoft transparency principle for responsible AI. It is a true, and so we selected yes. A triage bot that prioritizes insurance claims based on injuries is an example of the Microsoft reliability and safety principle for responsible AI. The sentence is false and we selected no. An AI solution that is offered at different prices for different sales territories is an example of the Microsoft inclusiveness principle for responsible AI. Again, it's a false answer and the option is no. Question 20. Match the principles of responsible AI to appropriate requirements. Again, it's a drag and drop type question. We have to select the option and drag into the box over the right side. The system must not discriminate based on gender, race. It is fairness. Personal data must be visible only to approve. It's privacy and security. Automated decision making processes must be recorded so that approved users can identify why a decision was made. It's transparency. We are now winding up the part first for now. See you again with more question answers in the next videos. Thank you. Hello all, welcome back to our channel. I hope you have enjoyed the part 1 for AI 900 exam preparation. If you had liked that video, please do share and subscribe our channel to your beloved ones who is trying to complete the exams and to whom which you think it's helpful. Today we are here to discuss some more questions and answers for the part 2. So let's start. In the last video we have discussed till the question 20. So today we are starting with 21st. You plan to deploy an Azure machine learning model as a service that will be used by client applications. Which 3 processes should you perform in sequence before you deploy the model? To answer, move the appropriate processes from the list of processes to the answer area and arrange them in the correct order. So here we are having some options: data encryption, model retraining, model training, data preparation, model evaluation. So what we have to do is we have to select the correct options and have to paste them over this answer area according to their order. So let's check answer area. It's like data preparation, model training and model evaluation. Question 22. You are building an AI based app. You need to ensure that the app uses the principles for responsible AI. Which two principles should you follow? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. And here we have 1 point each for each correct selection. The options are: A. Implement an agile software development methodology. B. Implement the process of AI model validation as part of the software review process. C. Establish a risk governance committee that includes members of the legal team, members of the risk management team, and a privacy officer. D. Prevent the disclosure of the use of AI-based algorithms for automated decision making. The correct answers are option B and option C. Question 23. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. It's a drop down. So according to Microsoft's principle of responsible AI, AI systems should not reflect biases from the data sets that are used to train the systems. We have to select one of the above options: accountability, fairness, inclusiveness, and transparency. The correct answer is fairness. Question 25. Match the type of AI workloads to the appropriate scenarios. To answer, drag the appropriate workload type from the column on the left to its scenario on the right. We have done it in the part 1. So we have to drag the correct options to its correct position on the right side. The answer: it is an automated chatbot to answer questions about refunds and exchange, is knowledge mining. Determining whether a photo contains a person is a computer vision. Determining whether a review is positive or negative is natural language processing. Question 26. Match the machine learning task to the appropriate scenarios. Examining the values of a confusion matrix. It is a model evaluation. Splitting a date into month, day, and year fields is future engineering. Picking temperature and pressure to train a weather model is feature selection. Question 27. To complete the sentence, please select the appropriate option in the answer area. The data values that influence the prediction of a model are called as dash. The options are dependent variables, features, identifiers, labels. The correct option is features. The data values that influence the prediction of a model are called features. You have the predicted versus true chart shown in the following exhibit. Which type of model is the chart used to elevate? Options: A. Classification, B. Regression, C. Clustering. The answer is option B, regression. Question 29. Which type of machine learning should you use to predict the number of gift cards that will be sold next month? Option A, classification. Option B, regression. Option C, clustering. The correct answer is option B, regression. Question 30. You have a data set that contains information about taxi journeys that occurred during a given period. You need to train a model to predict the fare of a taxi journey. What should you use as a feature? Options: A, the number of taxi journeys in the data set. B, the trip distance of individual taxi journeys. Option C, the fare of individual taxi journeys. And D, the trip ID of individual taxi journeys. The answer is option B, the trip distance of individual taxi journeys. Question 31. You need to predict the sea level in meters for the next 10 years. Which type of machine learning should you use? Option A, classification. Option B, regression. Option C, clustering. Correct answer is option B, regression. Question 32. For each of the following statements, select yes if statement is true or no. It's a true or false question. So, the automated machine learning is the process of automating the time-consuming, iterative task of machine learning model development. It's a true. Automated machine learning can automatically infer the training data from the use case provided. False. Automated machine learning works by running multiple training iterations that are scored and ranked by the metrics you specify. True. Automated machine learning enables you to specify a data set and will automatically understand which label to protect. It's a false. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. A banking system that predicts whether a loan will be repaid is an example of the dash type of machine learning. Options: classification, regression, clustering. The answer is classification. Question 34. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. So for this, each correct answer we get 1 point each. Labeling is the process of tagging training data with known values is true. You should evaluate a model by using the same data used to train the model is false. Accuracy is always the primary metric used to measure a model's performance is again a false. Question 35. Which service should you use to extract text, key or value pairs and table data automatically from scanned documents? The options are A, form recognizer, B, text analytics, C, language understanding, D, custom vision. The correct answer is option A, form recognizer. Question 36. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. The ability to extract subtotals and totals from a receipt is a capability of the dash service. Options are custom vision, form recognizer, ink recognizer, text analytics. The correct answer is form recognizer. Question 37. You use Azure Machine Learning Designer to publish an inference pipeline. Which two parameters should you use to access the web service? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Option A, the model name. Option B, the training endpoint. Option C, the authentication key. And option D, the REST endpoint. The correct answer is option C, the authentication key, and option D, the REST endpoint. Question 38. From Azure Machine Learning Designer to deploy a real-time inference pipeline as a service for others to consume, you must deploy the model to a local web service, Azure Container Instances, Azure Kubernetes Service, Azure Machine Learning Compute. Correct answer is the AKS, Azure Kubernetes Service. Question 39. Predicting how many hours of overtime a delivery person will work based on the number of orders received is an example of the following: classification, clustering, or regression. For this, we have to know what each means. We are having two types of machine learning. It's supervised or predefined label and unsupervised, which is unknown label. So for the supervised one, there are two: regression and classification. Regression is the predicting of numeric values, and the classification is predicting yes or no types. In the unsupervised, there is clustering and it is based on the similar grouping. So for here, they are asking for how many hours of overtime a delivery person will work. So it's upon the numeric value, and so we are selecting regression as the answer. Question 40. Is it true or false? The Azure Machine Learning Designer provides a drag and drop visual canvas to build, test, and deploy machine learning models. This is a true. Azure Machine Learning Designer enables you to say your progress as a pipeline draft. Is it true? Azure Machine Learning Designer enables you to include custom JavaScript function. Is a false. So guys, this is all for today's video. We are ending up with the part 2. Hope you all like the video. Please do like, share and subscribe the channel and pass to your colleagues or whoever needs the help. Thank you and see you on next video. Bye bye. Hey all, welcome back to our channel. This is the part 3 for the AI 900 exam questions and answers. I hope you all are liking the videos. Please do share and subscribe the channel and make it reach to everyone who is in need of assistance. So let's move on to the questions and answers. Question 41. You have the following data set. You plan to use the dataset to train a model that will predict the house price categories of houses. What are household income and house price category? To answer, select the appropriate option in the answer area. The household income and the house price category, we have to find it from the provided details. And the answer is household income is a feature and house price category is a label. Question 42. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. It's a drop-down question. The Azure Machine Learning Designer. Let's use machine learning by. The options are adding and connecting modules on a visual canvas, automatically performing common data preparation task, automatically selecting an algorithm to build the most accurate model, using a code first notebook experience. So the answer is adding and connecting modules on a visual canvas. Question 43. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. This is a true or false question. The automated machine learning provides you with the ability to include custom Python scripts in a training pipeline. True. Automated machine learning implements machine learning solutions without the need for programming experience. The statement is true. Automated machine learning provides you with the ability to visually connect data sets and modules on an interactive canvas. The statement is true. Question 44. A medical research project uses a large anonymized data set of brain scan images that are categorized into predefined brain hemorrhage types. You need to use machine learning to support early detection of the different brain hemorrhage types in the images before the images are reviewed by a person. This is an example of which type of machine learning? Option A, clustering. Option B, regression. Option C, classification. The answer is classification. Question 45. When training a model, why should you randomly split the rows into separate subsets? Option A, to train the model twice to attain better accuracy. Option B, to train multiple models simultaneously to attain better performance. Option C, to test the model by using data that was not used to train the model. The correct answer is option C. Question 46. You are evaluating whether to use a basic workspace or an enterprise workspace in Azure Machine Learning. What are the two tasks that require an enterprise workspace? Each correct answer presents a complete solution and will be having 1 point each. The options are A. Use a graphical user interface to run automated machine learning experiments. Option B. Create a compute instance to use as a workstation. Option C. Use a graphical user interface to define and run machine learning experiments from Azure Machine Learning Designer. Option D. Create a dataset from a comma-separated value file. The answer is option A and option C. Question 47. You need to predict the income range of a given customer by using the following dataset. Which two fields should you use as features? Each correct answer presents a complete solution and each correct solution is worth 1 point. The options are A. Education level, B. Last name, C. Age, D. Income range, and E. First name. Answer is A. Education level and C. Age. Question 48. You are building a tool that will process images from retail stores and identify the products of competitors. The solution will use a custom model.
Which Azure Cognitive Services service should you use?
Option A, custom vision. Option B, form recognizer. Option C, face. Option D, computer vision. The correct answer is option A, custom vision. Question 49. It's a true or false. Organizing documents into groups based on similarities of the text contained in the documents is an example of clustering. The statement is true. Grouping similar patients based on symptoms and diagnostic test results is an example of clustering. The statement is true. Predicting whether a person will develop mild, moderate, or severe allergy symptoms based on pollen count is an example of clustering. The statement is false. A validation set includes the set of input examples that will be used to train a mod. The statement is false. A validation set can be used to determine how well a model predicts labels. The statement is true. A validation set can be used to verify that all the training data was used to train the model. The statement is false. Question 51. What are two metrics that you can use to evaluate a regression model? Each correct answer presents a complete solution and 1 point each. Option A, coefficient of determination. Option B, F1 score. Option C, root mean squared error. Option D, area under curve. Option E, balanced accuracy. The answer is option A, coefficient of determination, and option C, root mean squared error. Question 52. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. Predicting how many vehicles will travel across a bridge on a given day is an example of classification, clustering, or regression. The answer is regression, as it includes mathematical count. Question 53. You need to use Azure Machine Learning Designer to build a model that will predict automobile prices. Which type of modules should you use to complete the model? To answer, drag the appropriate modules to the correct location. Each module may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between panes or scroll to view content. So this is the answer. Question 54. Which type of machine learning should you use to identify a group of people who have similar purchasing habits? Option A, classification. Option B, regression. Option C, clustering. The answer is option C, clustering. Question 55. Dash models can be used to predict the sale price of auctioned items. Classification, clustering, regression. Answer is regression. Question 56. Which metric can you use to evaluate a classification model? Option A, true positive rate. Option B, mean absolute error. Option C, coefficient of determination. Option D, root mean squared error. Answer is option A, true positive rate. Question 57. Which two components can you drag onto a canvas in Azure Machine Learning Designer? Option A, dataset. Option B, compute. Option C, pipeline. Option D, module. The answer is option A, dataset, and option D, module. Question 58. You need to create a training dataset and validation dataset from an existing dataset. Which module in the Azure Machine Learning Designer should you use? Option A, selected columns in dataset. Option B, add rows. Option C, split data. Option D, join data. The answer is option C, split data. Question 59. Match the type of machine learning to appropriate scenarios. We have to drag the correct option to the space allowed on the right side. Predict how many minutes late a flight will arrive based on the amount of snowfall at an airport. It is classified under regression. Segment customers into different groups to support a marketing department is clustering. Predict whether a student will complete a university course is classification. Question 60. Dash is the calculated probability of a correct image classification. Options are accuracy, confidence, root mean square error, sentiment. The answer is confidence. Thank you for watching the video. Let's see you on part 4. Bye-bye. Hello all, welcome back to the part 4 of AI 900 exam questions and answers. Welcome back to our channel. Guys, please do like, share and subscribe this channel for more videos which is helpful. Let's start for this part. Question 61. Ensuring an AI system does not provide a prediction when important fields contain unusual or missing values is dash principle for responsible AI. The options are an inclusiveness, a privacy and security, a reliability and safety, a transparency. The answer is a reliability and safety. Question 62. Ensuring that the numeric variables in training data are on a similar scale is an example of data ingestion, feature engineering, feature selection, model training. The answer is feature selection. Ensuring that the numeric variables in training data are on a same scale is an example of feature selection. Question 63. Assigning classes to images before training a classification model is an example of evaluation, feature engineering, hyperparameter tuning, labeling. The correct answer is labeling. Question 64. You have an Azure machine learning model that predicts product quality. The model has a training dataset that contains 50,000 records. A sample of the data is shown in the following table. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. Each correct selection is worth 1 point. Mass is a feature. The statement is true. Quality test is a label. The statement is true. Temperature is a label. The statement is false. Question 65. True or false? You train a regression model by using unlabeled data. The statement is false. The classification technique is used to predict sequential numerical data over time. False. Grouping items by their common characteristics is an example of clustering. The statement is true. Question 66. Which two actions are performed during the data ingestion and data preparation stage of an Azure machine learning process? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Option A, calculate the accuracy of the model. Option B, score test data by using the model. Option C, combine multiple data sets. Option D, use the model for real-time predictions. Option E, remove records that have missing values. The answer is option C, combine multiple data sets, and option E, remove records that have missing values. Question 67. You need to predict the animal population of an area. Which Azure machine learning type should you use? Option A, regression. Option B, clustering. Option C, classification. The correct answer is option A, regression. Question 68. Which two languages can you use to write custom code for Azure Machine Learning Designer? Option A, Python. Option B, R. Option C, C+. Option D, Scala. The correct answer is option A, Python, and option B, R. Question 69. Is it true or false? For a regression model, labels must be numeric. The statement is true. For a clustering model, labels must be used. It's a false. For a classification model, label must be numeric. This is a false. Question 70. Your company wants to build a recycling machine for bottles. The recycling machine must automatically identify bottles of the correct shape and reject all other items. Which type of AI workload should the company use? Options: A, anomaly detection. B, conversational AI. C, computer vision. D, natural language processing. The correct answer is option C, computer vision. Question 71. Is it true or false? When creating an object detection model in the custom vision service, you must choose a classification type of either multi-label or multi-class. The statement is false. You can create an object detection model in the custom vision service to find the location of content within an image. The statement is true. When creating an object detection model in the custom vision service, you can select from a set of predefined domains. The statement is true. Question 72. In which two scenarios can you use the form recognizer service? Option A, extract the invoice number from an invoice. Option B, translate a form from French to English. Option C, find image of product in a catalog. Option D, identify the retailer from a receipt. The correct answers are option A, extract the invoice number from an invoice, and option D, identify the retailer from a receipt. Question 73. Counting the number of animals in an area based on a video feed is an example of forecasting, computer vision, conversational AI, anomaly detection. The answer is computer vision. Question 74. You have a database that contains a list of employees and their photos. You are tagging new photos of the employees. For each of the statement, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. The face service can be used to perform facial recognition for employees. The statement is true. The face service will be more accurate if you provide more sample photos of each employee from different angles. The statement is true. If an employee is wearing sunglasses, the face service will always fail to recognize the employee. The statement is false. Question 75. You need to develop a mobile app for employees to scan and store their expenses while traveling. Which type of computer vision should you use? A. Semantic segmentation. B. Image classification. C. Object detection. D. Optical character recognition. Option is D. Optical character recognition. Question 76. Is it true or false? The custom vision service can be used to detect objects in an image. The statement is true. The custom vision service requires that you provide your own data to train the model. Statement is true. The custom vision service can be used to analyze video files. The statement is false. Question 77. You are processing photos of runners in a race. You need to read the numbers on the runners' shirts to identify the runners in the photos. Which type of computer vision should you use? A. Facial recognition. B. Optical character recognition. C. Image classification. D. Object detection. The correct answer is B. Optical character recognition. Question 78. We have to drag and drop. That is, we have to drag from the options provided in the left to the boxes in the right side. The separate images of polar bears and brown bears is an image classification. Determine the location of a bear in a photo is an object detection. Determine which pixels in an image are part of a bear is semantic segmentation. Question 79. You use drones to identify where weeds grow between rows of crops to send an instruction for the removal of the weeds. This is an example of which type of computer vision? Option A. Object detection. Option B. Optical character recognition. Option C. Scene segmentation. The answer is option A. Object detection. Question 80. We have to drag and drop. Do two images of a face belong to the same person? Is a verification. Does this person look like other people? It's a similarity. Do all the faces belong together? Is a grouping. And who is this person in this group of a people? Is identification. This is all for this part and hope you all enjoyed. Thank you. Hey all, welcome back to the part 5th of AI 900 exam questions and answers. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel for more videos. Let's move on to the part 5 questions. Question 81. Match the types of computer vision workloads to the appropriate scenarios. We have to drag and drop the correct options to the right side boxes. The identify celebrities in images is a facial recognition. Extract movie title names from movie poster images is optical character recognition. And locate vehicles in images is an object detection. Question 82. You need to determine the location of cars in an image so that you can estimate the distance between the cars. Which type of computer vision should you use? Option A. Optical character recognition. Option B. Object detection. Option C. Image classification. Option D. Face detection. The answer is option B. Object detection. Question 83. You can use the dash service to train an object detection model by using your own images. The options are computer vision, custom vision, form recognizer, video indexer. The correct answer is custom vision. Question 84. You send an image to a computer vision API and receive back the annotated image shown in the exhibit. Which type of computer vision was used? Options: A. Object detection, B. Face detection, C. Optical character recognition, D. Image classification. The correct answer is A. Object detection. Question 85. What are two tasks that can be performed by using the computer vision service? Each correct answer presents a computer solution. Option A. Train a custom image classification model. Option B. Detect faces in an image. Option C. Recognize handwritten text. Option D. Translate the text in an image between languages. The correct options are option B. Detect faces in an image, and C. Recognize handwritten text. Question 86. What is the use case for classification? A. Predicting how many cups of coffee a person will drink based on how many hours the person slept the previous night. B. Analyzing the contents of images and grouping images that have similar colors. C. Predicting whether someone uses a bicycle to travel to work based on the distance from home to work. D. Predicting how many minutes it will take someone to run a race based on past race times. Option C. Predicting whether someone uses a bicycle to travel to work based on the distance from home to work. Question 87. What are two tasks that can be performed by using computer vision? Option A. Predict stock prices. Option B. Detect brands in an image. Option C. Detect the color scheme in an image. Option D. Translate text between languages. Option E. Extract key phrases. The correct answer is option B. Detect brands in an image, and option C. Detect the color scheme in an image. Question 88. You need to build an image tagging solution for social media that tags images of your friends automatically. Which Azure cognitive services should you use? Option A. Face. Option B. Form recognizer. Option C. Text analytics. And option D. Computer vision. The answer is option A. Face. Question 89. In which two scenarios can you use the form recognizer services? Option A. Identify the retailer from a receipt. B. Translate from French to English. C. Extract the invoice number from an invoice. D. Find images of products in a catalog. The correct answer is option A. Identify the retailer from a receipt, and option C. Extract the invoice number from an invoice. Question 90 is a drag and drop. We have to drag the options to the corrected box in the right side. Do two images of a face belong to the same person is a verification. Does this person look like other people? It is a similarity. Who is this person in this group of people is an identification. Question 91. You want to create a model to predict sales of ice cream based on historic data that includes daily ice cream sales total and weather measurements. Which Azure service should you use? A. Azure Machine Learning. Azure Bot. C. Language. The answer is Azure machine learning. Question 92. The interactive answering of questions entered by a user as part of an application is an example of options A. Computer vision, option B. Anomaly detection, option C. Conversational AI, option D. Forecasting. Answer is option C. Conversational AI. Question 93. You are designing an AI application that uses images to detect cracks in window panes of building and warns when a window pane should be repaired or replaced. What AI workload is described? Option A. Computer vision. Option B. Natural language processing. Option C. Anomaly detection. Answer is option A. Computer vision. Question 94. A housing dealership wants to use historic apartment sales data to train a machine learning model. The, the model should predict the price of pre-owned apartment based on its location, size, and apartment aging. What kind of machine learning model should the dealership use automated machine learning to create? Option A. Classification. Option B. Regression. Option C. Time series forecasting. The correct answer is option B. Regression. Question 95. You want to train a model that classifies images of dogs and cats based on a collection of your own digital photographs. Which Azure service should you use? A. Computer vision. B. Custom vision. C. Natural language processing. The correct answer is B. Custom vision. Question 96. A bank wants to use historic loan repayment records to categorize loan applications as low risk or high risk based on characteristics like the loan amount, the income of the borrower, and the loan period. What kind of machine learning model should the bank use automated machine learning to create? Option A. Classification. Option B. Regression. Option C. Clustering. The answer is option A. Classification. Question 97. Returning a bounding box that indicates the location of a vehicle in an image is an example of options A. Image classification, B. Object detection, C. Optical character recognizer, D. Semantic segmentation. The answer is option B. Object detection. Question 98. Predicting how many hours of overtime a delivery person will work based on the number of orders received is an example of A. Classification, B. Clustering, C. Regression. Answer is C. Regression. Question 99. Which of the following service should you use to train an object detection model by using own images? Option A. Computer vision. Option B. Custom vision. Option C. Form recognizer. Option D. Video indexer. The correct answer is option B. Custom vision, because we are having our own images. Question 100. You are creating a training pipeline for a regression model using a dataset that has multiple numeric columns in which the values are on different scales. You want to transform the numeric columns so that the values are all on a similar scale based relative to the minimum and maximum values in each column. Which module should you add to the pipeline? Option A. Select columns in a dataset. Option B. Normalize data. Option C. Clean missing data. The correct answer is option B. Normalize data. That is all for the part 5. See you on next part. Bye bye. Hey all, welcome back to the part 6 of AI 900 exam questions and answers. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel and make it to your friends so they can also prepare for their AI exams. Let's move on to the questions. Dash is used to generate additional features. Option A, feature engineering. Option B, feature selection. Option C, model evaluation. Option D, model training. The answer is feature engineering. It is creating new features. Feature engineering means creating new features, and feature selection means columns in a data set. So, feature engineering is used to generate additional features. You use Azure Machine Learning Designer to create a training pipeline for a classification model. What must you do before deploying the model as a service? Option A, add an evaluate model module to the training pipeline. Option B, create an inference pipeline from the training pipeline. Option C, clone the training pipeline with a different name. The answer is option B, create an inference pipeline from the training pipeline. You want to use automated machine learning to train a regression model with the best possible R2 score. How should you configure the automated machine learning experiment? Options A, set the primary metric to R2 score. B, enable featureization. C, block all algorithms other than gradient boosting. The correct answer is option A, set the primary metric to R2 score. You are working in a tour and tourism company. Your company wants to use the computer vision service to analyze the image of locations and identify well-known monuments. What should you do? Option A, retrieve the objects in the image. Option B, retrieve the categories for the image specifying the celebrity's domain. Option C, retrieve the categories for the image specifying the landmark's domain. The correct answer is option C, retrieve the categories for the image specifying the landmark's domain. Because in the question it's specified we want to get the well-known monument details. So the option is C. Why do you split data into training and validation sets? Options A, splitting data into two sets enables you to compare the labels that the model predicts with the actual known labels in the original data set. Option B, data is split into two sets in order to create two models, one model with the training set and a different model with the validation set. Option C, only split data when you use the Azure Machine Learning Designer, not in other machine learning scenarios. The correct option is A, splitting data into two sets enables you to compare the labels that the model predicts with the actual known labels in the original dataset. From Azure Machine Learning Designer to deploy aerial time inference pipeline as a service for others to consume, you must deploy the model to which of the following? Option A, Azure Machine Learning Computer. Option B, Azure Kubernetes service. Option C, a local web service. Option D, Azure container instances. The correct answer is option B, Azure Kubernetes service. You want to use the computer vision service to identify the location of individual items in an image. Which of the following features should you retrieve? Option A, tags, B, objects, and C, categories. The correct answer is option B, objects. Predicting how many vehicles will travel across a bridge on a given day is an example of A, classification, B, regression, C, clustering. Answer is regression, as vehicles we have to count and the numeric values comes under regression. You want to use the computer vision service to analyze images. You also want to use the text analytics service to analyze text. You want developers to require only one key and endpoint to access all of your services. What kind of resource should you create in Azure subscription? Option A, computer vision. Option B, custom vision. Option C, cognitive services. The correct answer is option C, cognitive services. The cognitive service supports both computer vision and language service. You use an Azure machine learning designer pipeline to train and test a binary classification model. You review the model's performance metrics in an evaluate model module and note that it has an AUC score of 0.3. What can you conclude about the model? Option A, the model predicts accurately for 70% of test cases. Option B, the model performs worse than random guessing. Option C, the model can explain 30% of the variance between true and predicted labels. The correct answer is option B, the model performs worse than random guessing. You are using Azure Machine Learning Designer to create a training pipeline for a binary classification model. You have added a data set containing features and labels, a two-class decision forest module, and a train model module. You plan to use core model and evaluate model modules to test the trained model with a subset of the data set that was not used for training. Which additional kind of module should you use or add? Option A, split data. B, join data. C, select column in data set. Answer is option A, split data. The ability to extract subtotals and totals from a receipt is a capability of the following. Option A, custom vision. Option B, form recognizer. Option C, ink recognizer. Option D, text analytics. Answer is option B, form recognizer. You plan to use the custom vision service to train an image classification model. You want to create a resource that can only be used for model training and not for prediction. Which kind of resource should you create in your Azure subscription? Option A, custom vision. Option B, cognitive services. Option C, computer vision. The correct answer is option A, custom vision. What information must you provide to developers who want to use image classification model? Option A, only the project ID. Option B, the project ID, the model name and the key and the endpoint for the prediction resource. Option C, the project ID, iteration number and the key and endpoint for the training resource. The answer is option B, the project ID, model name and the key and endpoint for the prediction resource. You train an image classification model that achieves less than satisfactory evaluation metrics. How might you improve it? Option A, add more images to the training set. Option B, reduce the size of the images used to train the model. Option C, add a new label for unknown classes. The correct answer is option A, add more images to the training set. Which of the following results does an object detection model typically turn for an image? Option A, class label and probability score for the image. Option B, a class label, probability and bounding box for each object in the image. Option C, bounding box, coordinates that indicates the region of the image where all of the images it contains are located. The correct answer is option B, a class label, probability and bounding box for each object in the image. You plan to use the computer vision service to read text in a large PDF document. Which API should you use? Option A, the read API. Option B, the OCR API. And option C, the recognize text API. The answer is the read API. This is for the large content and OCR API it's for small content. In the question it's specified there is a large PDF document, so the answer is the read API. Your company digital lab is in business of digitalization of a library, and for that they need to extract text from scanned books. Further, the need is to use the text analytics service to analyze the extracted text. Company wants developers to use only one key endpoint to access all of the services. What kind of resource should you create in the Azure subscription? Option A, computer vision. Option B, cognitive services. Option C, text analytics. The answer is option B, cognitive services. You plan to use face to detect human faces in an image. How does the service indicate the location of the faces it determines? Option A, a set of coordinates for each face defining a rectangular bounding box around the face. Option B, a pair of coordinates for each face indicating the center of the face. Option C, two pairs of coordinates for each face indicating the location of eyes. The correct answer is option A, a set of coordinates for each face defining a rectangular bounding box around the face. What is one aspect that may impair facial detection? Option A, smile expression. Option B, extreme ankles. Option C, fast shutter speed. The correct answer is extreme ankles. That is all for part 6. Thank you for watching the video. Let's see on the next part. Bye bye.